Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fifth webinar of the MSpot Cycle 1 Vale edition. I'd like to welcome you again to this webinar where we are discussing the challenges we are promoting in this Cycle 1 of the MSpot program. As you can see, my hair is still growing. We're still at home. We're conducting this program as the best that we can. We hope that you're all safe and sound at home, and everyone that you care for and everyone in your family is also well. And we are hoping that this pandemic is over soon so we can all see each other again and see our faces again. So with no further ado, let's go and start this webinar. So, introducing myself again, as I'm doing every single one of these weeks, I'm Guilherme Marinho. I'm a corporate accelerator for Neo Ventures. And we are joined here in those webinars by Vale's technicians who are explaining all of the challenges they are proposing in this program. So the MSpot Cycle 1 program is arranged in the following manner. It is a customized program to solve the exclusive challenges of mining hub, mining companies, and associated suppliers. We have over 25 mining companies inside Mining Hub, and as they do collective challenges at the MStart program, they are also able to offer to the market challenges which are specific to their operations at the MSpot program. Those are freely defined teams within those mining companies, and that allow for agility, networking, exclusivity, and low cost in performing innovation challenges within their reality. So at MSpot, the mining company or supplier can launch those specific challenges and boost their international and operational strategic needs in those companies. So in this cycle 1, this is being performed by Vale. Our schedule is as follows. We're working on this program since late April, doing all the setups, and we actually got together a group of over 70 challenges and prioritized 15 challenges which were launched early June, on June 3rd. And since then, we have been publicizing those challenges and telling you guys to sign up in order to bring as many people as we can to join us and help to solve those issues and those challenges at Vale. We're doing this for a couple of months. We have already been doing this since the launch of the program, and so we're going to and this is a very important date for you guys to remember, as the deadline for applications is on August 9th. We are a month away from this date, so please pay very close attention to it, as it is the final date for you to submit your application and make your solution and your startup be at the MSpot Cycle 1 chose startups to participate. We're going to spend a month and a half doing startup selections, and this stage of the program will select 3 startups in order to move on to the boot camp. Those startups will be announced in the middle of September, and the bootcamp period will go all the way to late October. During this bootcamp, the selected startups will be able to interact with Vale and also be registered as Vale suppliers. So this will take about a little bit more than a month. And after that, the final selected startup will be able to perform a proof of concept test, a paid for proof of concept test inside Vale's environment, and actually test if the solution is able to solve that challenge that has been proposed. This will be performed in a 5-month period, all the way to early March, in which we will end this first cycle of the MSpot program. hopefully with lots and lots of solutions to those challenges that are being proposed, and with a whole new way and a whole new array of startups being brought to our environment and being brought as Vale suppliers and inside this ecosystem. We are proposing challenges in 7 different areas. We have already performed the webinars, and those are recorded in Mining Hub's YouTube channel, so you can check them out. We have already talked about the challenges in the energy areas, railways, geotechnics, technical market, and now we're going to talk about navigation, which will soon suffer a slight correction in the name. But we still going to talk about pelletizing and port. So those are the 7 areas. You can check our challenges and the call for applications. They are already available at our website at mininghub.com.br/programas/mspot. You can check all of the specifics from the call of applications, a description for every single one of the challenges, as well as a drawing, which shall help you to understand if your solution is applicable to any one of those. We do want you to make some questions. Please feel free to do that, as it is exactly the moment to do that. Use that using the chat version of the YouTube channel. Please feel free to reach us through that during this webinar. But we have some a little bit of indications and some rules to do that. So please write C1 for the challenge 1 and C2 for challenge 2, as we're going to be presenting a couple challenges today. The key example is what is a key parameter for this challenge, so that the Vale technician that is here with me today, Rafael, can answer your question. It is very important to write complete questions so that we can understand what is it that you want to know, and that we don't have to actually establish a conversation in the chat room in order to answer your question. And if you're watching the recorded version, please feel free to send us your question at contato@mininghub.com.br. We'll be very happy to answer that. Okay, so let's actually go to the challenges and talk a little bit more about them. At first, I'd like to make a slight correction, and we are calling this navigation challenges, but you can also call them shipping challenges, as they're related to all the shipping and ships that are linked to Vale's operation. And in order to do all of the explanation on the challenges themselves, I will ask now to please join us Rafael Neto, who is responsible for the couple of challenges that we're going to present here today. And please, Rafael, welcome. Feel free to explain the challenges to us. As we talked about yesterday on the Portuguese version, they're really interesting and very complex, and I'm sure that they will cause a great impact on your daily operation.
Sure.
Welcome.
Thank you, Guilherme. So first of all, thank you for having me here today, and for this opportunity to present and share, I could say, 2 of the most important challenges we have in our operations in the shipping department. But before I start, I'd like to make this small introduction about myself, like we did yesterday. So I've been working at Vale from about almost 10 years now, and I come from an engineering department, and then I moved to the shipping department, which is totally linked to my career path, what I was looking for, studying for. So during these years, I could work in many kind of projects, trying to improve the performance of the process. I've worked in logistic projects, and now work in this shipping department. I am having this opportunity to looking more into this, and trying to solve some of the issues we have in our routine. So that's it. And as a second step, I'd like to talk about the shipping department. I know that everyone knows what is a ship, a vessel. So in the shipping department, we have as a main responsibility to manage the vessels that are carrying our cargoes from the loading ports to the discharging ports, from the ports which we load the cargo we produce to the discharge ports, or to the clients, or to our own ports and the destination, according to our strategy. So in addition to that, we have in our team, our team is spread around the world. We have some desks in Brazil, in Dubai. We have also desks in Singapore and China. And in our team, we work since the shipping intelligence and strategy, um, to optimization, chartering, and operations, and of course some support operations as well. And Before we move to the challenge itself, I'd like to share that the shipping, it's for the company, the shipping business is um, quite important, because we own a relevant parcel of the cost of the company. So any improvement we can bring to our process and to our routine, certainly it will will add some value for us. So that's it, and I think that we can now move for our first challenge, which is intelligent flow of information management during the operations of the fleet. The point here is, to summarize it, we are looking for some smart solution which would help us in our communications flows. And just to let you know, and in the shipping business, the shipping business is a quite a traditional industry. So it's really grounded in the reliance on each part. The charters and the owners, the charters and the brokers, owners and brokers. It's a really traditional industry, and we rely too much in the old methods we have to work and to communicate between us. So in this sense, we are still stuck on this
Rafael.
traditional. Sorry.
Yeah, no, let me just interrupt you for a second. I'd just like to comment
Yeah.
that I thought this really, really interesting when you were
Okay.
talking about this yesterday, how traditional and how even the terms and the way that the industry and the
Yeah.
area refers to itself as a very traditional
Yeah. Yeah.
area, and how this and how innovation and how solutions can cause a high impact on the area itself. I thought
Sure.
that really, really interesting, and I just had to make a comment. Please go on.
Yeah, sure. Good point. Yeah, it's a it's a good point to add here in this explanation. Everyone knows that the maritime adventures started centuries ago. So with the Europeans trying to discover new continents and the lands, so over the seas. So if you're thinking about this industry, you need to put yourself on that time and coming with it, along with it, and understanding its history. So up to now, nowadays, of course, a lot of technology has been developed. So we improved a lot of this environment, this industry. But of course, we keep with us some old customs. You know, we still, as I was saying, we still rely on the information, on the person, on this kind of eye contact. We used to work a lot with phone calls. You know, it's we rely on physical documents. So that's the point. We have this traditional way to look to our process. It's the best I think that to describe it. But uh, yeah. If something else, if I have anything else to share or something come to my mind, I can share and add here. But for now, I think that's it. And but what I think that is important is that because of this kind of way to work with, we have this. We are kind of stuck on the email boxes, you know. So to communicate with our partners, I mean the owners and the brokers and the agent, the port agents, we are stuck on the email boxes and the email messages. So in our case at Vale, I mean we manage a huge fleet of vessels. So I could say it's more than 1,000 a year. And because of that, we have this scenario with more than 400,000 emails a year, more than 1,000 per day. So if you look for your process, and if you are, as we are trying to improve our daily routine, our process, our efficiency. I mean, if you intend to get better results in our process, then we look to these old. I mean, this traditional way to work, and we see a lot of opportunities. So what concerns us on this massive quantity of messages we receive and we send, it's uh, it's how fragile it is. Because if you put yourself in our situation, imagine yourself trying to read about 1,000 messages a day. So it's not, I mean, it's almost impossible for a human being. So what we do in our daily routine is we try to create some rules or some, I mean, personal strategies to flag some messages or to highlight some specific uh, uh, person or subject. I mean, we create a lot of tricks to tips to try to make the process more reliable. So that's the point. So because of this, we are, I mean, we think that we are wasting too much time in our routine, because we have, because of the quantity of messages. Of course, this is a matter of scale, you know. As much, I mean, um, if you have thousands of voices per year, you're gonna have thousands of messages per year. And in our case, the scale is a very important an issue, because uh, a commodity company has a massive quantity of cargo to transfer, to transport. So in our case, this is a reality. So I mean, in our case, we will always face this kind of matter. So what we are looking for, to summarize, is we are looking for some solution to simplify the communication and to be more efficient. I think that would be the most important for this challenge. Okay, I think that's it, Guilherme, and I hope that I've answered or shared something about the that interest subject, which is the shipping business. You know.
Oh, thank you so much for
Yeah.
that, Rafael. That was very enlightening. And something that I'd like to highlight is that all those filters that you said that exist today are individual efforts, right? They're
Yeah.
not a company effort to categorize all the emails that you're doing. Is each and every single technician has their own filter and that was made by them in their own time. So that is not a collective solution. That is just to make a person trying to make his life simpler by
Yeah.
adding filters and trying to somehow organize all of those messages that they're getting every single day. So
Yeah, you're right.
yesterday, okay, so do you want
Exactly.
to comment something?
Yeah, that's, I mean, that is a very important point, because when you uh, to work with this massive quantity of message, you need to create individual rules and filters to on your email box. And this is a matter for, if you have a process view, this is a big deal, because a big issue, because uh, you cannot, for processes is not appropriate that you individualize the way of the work. You know, you it's you need to try to find a standard, to implement a standard for the way you work, you do your job. So in our case, we have this individual way to work, because, you know, 1,000 messages a day, so it's almost impossible. So each one has your own way to read so many I mean, so many messages a day. So that's the point. Yeah, good point you brought. Yeah.
The we had a couple of questions yesterday, which I
Okay.
find that are very interesting to bring back today. So our good friend Fernando, he's been following us all of those on all of those webinars we performed the previous week. So I'd like to give a shout out to him. He asked if a basic and pure web solution, custom made, would be an option, and if you guys would consider leaving the mechanisms and the tools that you have today, such as Microsoft Exchange and Outlook.
Yeah. The first part of the question, if we are open for a web solution, for instance. So, yep, we are open for all kind of concepts of solutions. We are here, and we will be glad to have suggestions to how to solve this challenge. But about the second part of the question, if we are able to I mean to stop to work with Microsoft Exchange, for example, in this case we are not, because this is
Mhm.
the official server we have at Vale. So because of the size of the company, wouldn't be the best for us. I mean, I don't think even it wouldn't be possible to have this kind of peculiarity, just the shipping team working without the or out of the MS Exchange. So in this case, I think I prefer to answer that
So
this.
so the solution would have to be able to connect and to
Yeah.
talk to Microsoft Exchange and
Yeah.
Outlook.
I mean, if the solution uh, is going um, in line, I mean, if the solution is thinking something about keeping the emails, or and input some kind of artificial intelligence on it, and it needs to it has I mean, it needs to consider the MS Exchange. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we had another very interesting question yesterday. It's about it was from Lada, and she asked if he got regarding the different formats of messages that you receive. You receive messages that are instructive, both instructive or informative, and in a variety of formats and languages. Should be the solution organized then of 100% within Vali, or could a part of the solution be a specific standard to be followed by external senders? So if the solution could include some rules or some guidelines so that the people who are sending emails to you could follow and make that easier
Hmm.
on the solution to actually filter through.
Yeah, about the I mean the variety of formats we have. Um I prefer to take it in mind as a mind as a assumption we have, because yeah, we can try something as create a standard from our side to owners and our partners. Yeah, we can try create it, but the challenge is to persuade them to to use it, you know. And another challenge we have um, in this sense is for we have some kind of contracts, long-term contracts, you know, for more than 20 years. And for those kind of contracts, okay, I think that would be a possibility, a scenario to create a standard from our side and apply it to them. But we have also another parcel of contracts with many times is for single voyages, you know, just um, one time we're gonna use it just once, or we're gonna have this owner with us just once. And I don't think that, I mean, I think that we need to wonder if is worth to put any efforts to persuade one owner, one supplier for just one voyage, you know. That's the point. So just sharing this these topics about the formats, because it is important to have it on mind for any solution. Okay.
Okay, great. Also, Fernando yesterday also asked if the solutions were for operations or for commercial exchanges, and I believe that it's both, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I mean, yeah. We've raised this challenge to mainly to support the operations team, the shipping operations team, of course, because the Outlook, the email box, it is uh, our main tool of work, you know. So of course we know that we have other areas which has, I mean, the email box as a support tool, you know, a tool to support the routines. But in our case, this is our main tool. So if I create a put it in some organized form, I would say that is for operations, shipping operations, and of course it can be applied for commercial purpose, of course. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So I think that we can move on to our next challenge,
Okay.
and which is also really, really interesting,
Yeah.
and especially considering all of the specifics of this area and how everyone that works with you, Rafael, interacts, and how their expertise and how their knowledge should be really crucial to the whole day-to-day operation, and that it runs really as a well-tuned machine. So please feel free to explain that to us.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I am a big fan of the second challenge, because this is the kind of uh, desire we have to solve. It is, I mean, knowledge nowadays is it's, at least my opinion, it is everything. It allows you to go beyond the edges, you know. It's the kind of motivates people, because you can solve problems with the knowledge, you know. You can do more with the knowledge you have and you manage. So in our case, we have here, when we bring it to the shipping scenario in Brazil, you know, talking about Brazil and our scenario here at Vale, uh, the shipping business is it's it is not to the Brazilians as it is to the, let's say, uh, British and perhaps and also Chinese guys and the Singaporeans. I mean, we have many countries which have has on its history, the shipping on its. So it's not the same for us in Brazil. So of course we have um, we have people around the Brazil that are in this market, as in our case, but it is not our reality, our routine. So it brings to us a challenge of find people with an educational background on this area with a proper qualification. So in Brazil, it's quite common. You have teams built with people the with a wide range of experience, on the team. So you need to rely on this. So you will have a strong team with experienced people on it. So in our case, we are trying to minimize this kind of impacts. Looking for some solution which could create some kind of environment which allows us to prepare and training our new employees for example, some kind of environment which is a friendly a friendly environment, which is easy to add best practice, to record the best practice you have on your area, and also which makes which could exposure the qualifications of your teammates. It would be a good point of the solution. I mean, we are looking for some kind of solution which is not just a repository, a data repository, which could be fed, and the leadership could use it to allocate people to solve specific challenges we are having in specific moments. I mean, or you could, as an employee, you could go in this environment and check this out. Okay, I have a challenge on course here, so I could apply for this because I have a background in this kind of matter. I mean, and of course, yeah, a place. It should be a place where you could, as I said, uh, record all the information you built along the years. With a specific case you faced, you solved. So this kind of functionalities we are looking for. Something that yesterday yesterday I talked I a bit about this to make us wondering how should it work, this kind of environment. And I did this parallel with the social networks, because what make what makes a person go to the network, a social network, and share whatever he wants, personal stuff, professional stuff. And why we don't have this kind of environment in the companies, because it would be really useful. And in our case, we have this kind of gap because of the need of finding uh, experienced professionals. So it would be really useful for us. So I think that's it for this second challenge. Yep. Thank you, Guilherme.
Thanks, Rafael. I
Going
have
back to
some
you.
questions
Sure.
about this challenge actually. How many people are we talking about? How many are involved in the shipping operations? And in the, I mean, how long have they been working there in a general manner? Are most people there working inside the area for 10 years, for 15, for 5? Are there a lot of newcomers, people who are
Yeah.
working in the sector for a year, a couple of years?
Yeah, if I mean the first part of the question, we have in our team, if we have, talking about of the whole team. It's more than 70 uh, people on it. So mm, yeah, and about the experience, we have all kind of experience in our team. We have the seniors, we have the juniors, but I could say that we have a very good and experienced team. Yeah, definitely we have, and this is what makes our process reliable and efficient. We have uh, one of the best teams in the world. I can say that. Uh, Experienced people, uh, engaged people. We have everyone trying every day to solve something. Picking up small problems and also the big ones. We are always trying to improve our process. We are always trying to optimize our costs, and we have this kind of problem solving focus. And but of course we rely a lot on the individual, which is important. But for the next generations, would be uh, amazing if you could have a way to record it, to register all of this knowledge, and pass it forward. That's
And
the
I
point.
was thinking, it got me thinking yesterday about the relationship of both challenges. I
Hmm.
mean, you talked about how individuals promote their own filters on the emails, so that they can actually go through all of the emails that they receive during the day. And I was wondering if those filters are shared. I mean, if someone works well with a certain filter, and that he thinks, or that person thinks, that this could be useful for other employees, if that range of filters is shared, I believe that this might happen, but not in
Yeah,
an organized, formal, and uh,
we
in
share it.
an organized
Yeah.
and formal way, which could
We,
be assessed later as, if is this the best one? Is there someone else with a different solution that could be applied, that could be applied, and that others could prefer?
Actually, yeah, we share it, but we share it as a tip. It's okay. It's a
Mhm.
good practice. Just it. We have some good practice here for email management. Let's say that. So I mean, every time we have a new colleague join our team, so we take him and okay, sit here with me. I'll
Mhm.
let you know some tricks and some tips we have here to
It's made
operate
in an
our Vale.
organic,
Yeah,
unofficial, not,
unofficial, totally. Yeah,
yes, I won't say unorganized, but unofficial, and not, and that does not register and could not be replicated throughout the whole organization, as that happens in the
yeah,
individual scale and in an organic way. So it's there are no there
yeah.
are no ways to refer back to it and see, if was this the best way, could we do it in a different manner. So there's no way to assess this data.
Yeah, the point is, I mean, about talking about share it to the whole organization. I don't think that is the intention, because this is a very local matter. We've been following this problem with our IT team, and they told us that okay, guys, only you guys have this kind of matter here in the company. I mean, with such a massive quantity of messages. Of course, we have other areas which also receive I mean, a lot of messages, and but as you guys know, it's most you. So that's about the share, and about the data we have there. Yeah, we've been thinking something about artificial intelligence, maybe some RPAs and some other solutions, but um, any one of them. I mean, up to now we didn't find anything. That's the point.
We have a
everything
question
in the concept.
from, okay. We have a question from YouTube. It's from Lawrence.
Okay.
Hi, Lawrence. Thank you for watching. We hope you apply to our challenge. He asked if you guys use Slack or similar messaging applications.
No, we don't use. I mean, we work only with Outlook. Yeah, it's our app, and we don't have any kind of support app to the emails boxes. Yep, we just
You
operate Outlook.
and communicating within Vale, within the organization, you're also able to use Microsoft Teams, as I'm aware.
Yeah, we work with Microsoft Teams, but we also have some self-developed platforms, which manages our cargoes, and then through this platform we can communicate with our planning teams, and we can talk about the cargoes, exchange some informations through that platform. So yeah, but it's a total internal communication.
So and that in no way eases the burden of the emails that are shared outside Vale's organization. If I'm understanding correctly, you still have to
Yeah,
answer a lot of outside communications
yeah,
and communication with other organizations which are not which are not inside a platform, which are not inside
yeah.
a strict standard.
Yeah, that's the point. How to our, I mean, we are more concerned with this parcel of message we have with outside the company, because it's a matter of scale. Definitely, it's a matter of scale. So and with the scale we have the other kind of problems, and as as a, we don't have a standard. We have different formats. We have uh, different kind of messages. We have instructions. We have negotiations. We have just position reports. We have all kind of information being exchanged by email. Yep.
Okay, so I think that covers this. I'd like to thank Lawrence for his question
Yeah.
and
Thank
for
you.
his audience. Yeah. Moving on, I'd like to talk a little bit about. I'd like to actually, but first, thank Rafael for his time, for his dedication, for his explanation. I'm sure we could take this talk further for many minutes, and it's such a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to interacting some more and getting to know these challenges even better and receiving all of your solutions to help these guys who do such a great job do it even better. Okay, so thank you so much, Rafael, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me talk to you guys a little bit about mConnect. So mConnect is our program for you that has seen this webinar and don't has not felt that your solution actually apply to the shipping challenges that we presented here today, or even that your solution does not apply to any of the open challenges that are currently in our MSpot Cycle 1. But you do feel, even though you don't feel that that is directly applicable to any of the challenges that are actually open nowadays, but you also actually feel that your solution is applicable to the mining sector. And if you want to interact with the mining companies, which are members of the Mining Hub, you can actually subscribe to the mConnect program, which guys can access through mininghub.com.br/programmers/mconnect, and apply your solution through a simple form. We can then analyze and assess your solution, see if any of the mining companies associated and the suppliers associated are interested in your solution, and they will reach you, and we can see if that actually brings you to interact with them and solve any of the issues that they have inside their operations. Let's talk a little bit more about our next webinars. We're probably on the and practically on the halfway mark of our schedule on those webinars. We have performed 4. This is the 5th one. We're ending the 5th one now. So the first one was for the call for applications one. You can check this out. You can check them out on our YouTube channel. They're all recorded. If you have any doubts on any of the other areas, please refer to those webinars. And if after seeing them, you still have some questions, please feel free to reach us through the contact email I have I've already mentioned and will mention again. But we performed this first one on the call for applications, all the specific the details that are in there. After that, we started to detail more about the challenges in each of the areas which are offering challenges. So we have already performed energy challenges, railroads challenges, geotechnics, and technical marketing. We did the navigation slash shipping area today. And our next theme next week on the same time schedule every Tuesday, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. On Mining Hub YouTube channel. Now our next webinar is from pelletizing area with very technical, interesting challenges as well, very, very difficult ones actually. So and these will also have high impact on their day-to-day operations. This one will be the next one on the 21st and 22nd of July next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. On the following week, on the 28th and the 29th, we'll do the port area challenges. On our last day, on our last week of applications, on 4th and 5th of August, we will do an application walkthrough where we will guide you through every single question within the application and this series of webinars and leading to the deadline first for applications 2 and spot cycle 1 on August 9th. Please do be aware of this date. Sorry about that. Please feel free to reach us through this email, contato@mininghub.com.br, for any questions that you have regarding every single aspect of our program. Also access Mining Hub's website at mininghub.com.br. Reach us through our social media at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Just look for Mining Hub or Hub da Mineração as is written on there. I'd like to thank everyone involved. I'd like to thank Rafael for the wonderful conversation we had here today. I'd like to thank also Jesse and Lorena from my team at Neo Ventures, who are helping me in the background with all the questions that you guys send and any issues that happen during this webinar. So thanks a lot for the help. We'll see you next week at the same time here at the Mining Hub YouTube channel. See you then. Bye-bye. Please remain safe and hoping that you're all healthy and safe and sound. Bye. Thank you. See you next week.